Good morning, guys. Rick Shaw here in the Philippines. And I just wanted to ask anybody out there who's using Transferwise if you're having the same deal as I'm having. And this, one time I got the transfer real quick. This is the internet age. I had one transfer happen in like an hour or so. But most of the time, it's a royal pain with these people. I don't understand them at all. My pay comes in on the 1st, but if the 1st is on a weekend, then I always get it on the Friday. So it came in, since the 1st is on a Sunday, I got it. It came in last night. So when I checked the account at 6:30 in the evening here, the money was in there. So I go to punch in my transfer, and it tells me, we'll receive your money in 6 days. So they're telling me and then it's the 5th. So not really 6 days from Friday. So they're telling me it'll be transferred on the 6th at 9 p.m. And when they do that, that's pretty much what time I get it. But I'm just wondering, why in the hell in this age of the internet does it take so stinking long to do a transfer like that? When I was using other transfer companies, it was like, boom, the transfer the money. Now, they were quite a bit more expensive than these guys. They are incredibly cheap compared to the other companies, but slower than dirt. I mean, I'm just not too happy with how slow they are. It's no big deal, but why? I'm just wondering why. Why are they sitting on the cash for so long? It's not really that much, a few $1,000. Holy cow. So, but that's the way they do it. I remember I did do a big transfer, though. You got to get paperwork on any real big transfer from them. But then the girl said, well, just do it in 2. I actually was able to get somebody to email. You can't chat them or anything like that. You have to do an email. And they wanted all this stuff and paperwork. And she said, well, just do it in two transfers if you're not in a hurry for it. And it was just for going for here. And their limit is like 10 grand bringing in. And she said best to do it, $9,999. I'm not kidding you. That's what she emailed me. And then when I did those, I just did one month, because it's within 30 days. So I did one month, and then I waited till the next month. Now, that didn't take too long to get here. That took, it popped up right away when I did the first one that it would be there in 3 days, and then that one was early. That one was early by like a day and a half, because when I got up the one morning, I went to check, and boom, it was in the account. And then the next one, that one went through, my goodness, it went through in like 6 or 7 hours, and it was in the account. So, I don't know why they hit bumps in the road where it can take so dang long. But every single time they've done the thing on there where they said it'll be this certain date, certain time at a certain hour, that's when it comes. I hate to see that if it's far off. Now, if they wouldn't have done that, it could come early. It does that sometimes. But they sent me an email too, sorry, that you can't reply to. You can't reply to that one. I have to go back in my memory and find that same girl to email again. Now, I did email her, I think it was 2 months ago, about a transfer, and I never got a reply. So I don't know if she's even working there anymore. The only reason I got her was I replied to it and she answered. Well, this new email says do not reply to this email right on the bottom, and then when you go to hit reply, there's a big spiel comes up that says you can't do anything. So very strange that they sit on it for so long. But if you guys know anything about that kind of stuff, let me know how it goes. But we're just chilling this morning. We got up this morning, made the kids some pancakes. We're gonna go. Looks like it's gonna be nice enough day today. We're gonna ride some bikes and stuff like that. And can't take them out on the road. I would have liked to took them yesterday for a big walk up to the store or something like that, but you can't. Right now you can't again. I know they're doing a big lockup in Manila, and it's scheduled. It's a test for them, guys. It's a schedule from, I think, the 16th to the 20th, or maybe it was longer. You guys tell me. But it just seems strange. I know some folks that live up in that NGC, and they hightailed it. They got out while they could. They don't want to go through this. I think it would be funny if just everybody left. But I'm surprised people just don't even call off work and do all kinds of stuff that are still working with this thing. Okay, if it's so bad, all right, we're not going anywhere. But it's what's going on. It's really something. Some places in the world are breaking loose, and some are getting tighter. And it's all patchwork around the whole world. And there's people raising up and not liking it, and there's people screaming that you got to get it. I've had comments on here. I had one that I deleted. It was a big long spiel that I think it was the same lady I had blocked before, because the prose of the writing was similar. So I think it was her under a different name, and she did this long spiel of how stupid I was for not getting the vax, and she should get that you should get 3 just to be extra sure. And then what pops up on Telegram was some famous guy. He was spieling all he had on his Twitter or something about how you got to get more, and he got 3, and boom, he just keeled over dead. Now, what the reason? I don't know. He was 64. It did not give an autopsy reason. It just said that he was dead. So that kind of stuff, I'd like to see an autopsy saying that it was maybe the shots. Now, could they have contributed to it? Maybe. But I just thought that was so funny. But she had a lot of cuss stuff in there, and so I just went ahead and deleted and blocked that one again. If you can't leave a comment that's productive here, some people, if there's criticism on what I do, that's fine. Criticize. I'll answer a lot of those, and I'll leave them up if there's criticism. But when it's continuous, one person continuous, like when I had that Frank guy on there, it was just continuous. And even on his channel, people were calling me and saying, "Hey, go watch this guy." Somebody sent me a link, and the guy spent 45 minutes just bashing me, and I'm like, he doesn't even know me. It's just I started thinking he was loose in his mind. And then when I seen this one where he was, with a little boy doing weird stuff here, and I was like, I don't think I really want to know this guy. And then I just sort of stopped answering anything. I stopped answering the comments. I stopped answering Messenger. I just, boom, didn't feed them. When you get people like that, just quit feeding them and they go away. This guy didn't for months and months. And I had to wind up blocking him on everything because he's definitely got a problem. And now I guess they booted him out of here, and he's back in Hilo, Hawaii. This guy, I don't know if he's still bashing me or not. I don't really go look for his channel or try to watch him or anything. He's a very strange guy. I think he had the channel for years and years, and I don't know, he had a couple hundred viewers. And it's very strange. But mine too. My channel too. It goes up and down. When you look at all these, I get some stuff on here where I got these huge views and stuff like that on some of the videos, and my numbers keep going down. I think they're hitting me on. YouTube is hitting me on there. Plus, the really weird thing they're doing is a lot of comments will pop up, and then when I click on them, I can't answer them. It's still there. I can see part of it. No. I can see just like the first 2 lines of it. I can't see the whole message, and then what happens is I'll click on it, and it just says this comment's been removed, and it's a lot of them. I mean, I can't believe in the last week or so, it's been like half of them, guys. And then I can actually go over to the regular YouTube and hit the bell, and they're in there. Plus, I also have them being sent to my email, and I can see some of them there, but I still can't answer any of them. I could probably answer them on the email thing, but that starts getting a lot of time consuming, especially with these kids. We're out running around all the time. A lot of times when I look at the email, I go through the first 50 or 60, and then I just hit delete because there's 500 or 600 on there. You know, it'll say 500. You have 560. You know, and it's just too many. I get way too many. So, and I got some good stuff. I got some folks sent me some good stuff. I had mentioned about the ingredients in the Vax, and then the one fella sent me one. Now it wouldn't open. I couldn't open it. I couldn't download it or anything like that. So if you have that information on the Vax, screenshot it and send it to me, or put it in the comments, you know, or in Messenger or something, so I can, or watch it, Telegram, anything, so I can see it, because I cannot open it on the email. And then I get a lot of other cool stuff sent from you guys to the email, but some of it just won't open. I don't know if I don't have the right thing on my phone to do it. And some of them will say they're going to download, and I'll go to download them, and it'll, you know, 2 hours later, it's still downloading, and it's eating up my battery, and it's eating up my memory, and nothing's happening. I had one I left on overnight. When I got up in the morning, I had it on the charger. I left it on the charger all night. When I got up in the morning, it was still saying downloading. And then when I clicked on it, it said 12%. I'm like, what? It's not that, it wasn't that big of a file. The guy wound up sending it to me through Messenger, and it was just a little joke thing that was for a little bit. And then the other thing I'm getting to here on the channel that's really something is people send me a link sometimes, and it'll go to like this different YouTube thing, and I can't do nothing on it. If I click on anything, thumbs up, it says you can't do that. And if I click on share, it says you can't do that. If I click on comment, it says you can't do that. You know, and it tells me I got to log in. Well, if I go to log in, it'll pop up, do you want to log in through, you know, your Gmail or whatever. No matter what I try, how my login, or if I put my password in, it won't work. And then I start thinking, what's up with that? That's very strange, and that happens quite a bit. I just had William Abrams sent me a link to his live. Him and Wen guy are doing a live, so I thought, okay, I'll go over to that. But it was on that weird one again, and I couldn't comment, I couldn't do anything, so I had to actually go out of there and then go to YouTube and find it. So let me know if you run into this same kind of stuff. I'm strictly on a phone. I don't have a laptop yet. I don't want to get a regular big computer because the space involved. So I would like to have a laptop. I've been looking at them, and they're kind of expensive, but we found one for a little over $500, and it was actually more. It was like $700. I found it on Lazada, and then there's a computer place up in Manila that a friend told me about, and I sent them the specs on the computer and what it was, and they said, yeah, we stocked that one, and they came out, it was like $590 when you did the exchange. And I just wrote on their last price, and then they knocked it down to $5 even. I mean, it came out right on the button at $500 even, so I'm thinking of grabbing that, but I hate to get anything yet because this PLDT, some dude was here again the other day. He says, oh, forget all the rest of them. Give me your paperwork. I'm going to have them installing within 5 days. Well, that's 4 days ago or something, and nothing yet. We've been here since May 2nd, and we still don't have it. You know, even though my wife went down to try to get it and all this stuff, she even went down and paid the 359 pesos we owed from before. They got rid of the 2-year thing. I guess it was illegal, and we paid that. We've done all their hoops and all their stuff, and still to this day we don't have it. So, who knows? It could be 5 or 6 months before, and I hate to sit here with a laptop that I can't use while the warranty's disappearing on me. Because it said on there from this place in Manila that it was a 1-year warranty on it, on this computer, and it was a brand I don't know anything about. It was a Lenovo. So if anybody knows anything about the Lenovo computers, I basically, when I was looking for a computer, I gave the parameter. We went up to a wife's friend. He's a computer guy. He sells computers in the mall, but they're very expensive in there. So, we don't do it. But she knows the guy, so we went there, and I wrote down what I wanted. I want to be able to do the 4K videos. I want to do my editing, and also I want the Photoshop back up. I had Photoshop on my other on my other computer, and now I don't have it. I had that when I was first in what do you call it? GMA, and then that computer, the rain came in. We had a 3-bucket house. Every time it rained, you had to put 3 buckets down. But it followed. They brought the cable in straight through the peak of the roof because it was open. And they ran in there, and I, dummy me, I didn't put a drip loop, and it just ran water right down the computer, and we had left it on. And it just fried. I had turned the power supply off, and it was plugged into the power supply. Well, when I hit the wrong button, there was 2 buttons on it. I hit the one that just shut the power supply off so it would charge, but it still left it hot for the computer, and it fried it. We still have the hard drive, and then we can put that, we can get somebody to take all the stuff, because I had Photoshop and all that on there. Yeah, baby.
My grapes.
Cool. They're purple, just the color they should be, or they can be green too, light green. But I told him I wanted to be able to do that. I wanted it to be very fast to upload. I don't want to sit here for hours trying to upload. Most of my videos now are very low quality, because otherwise I'd be here for a day just to get one out. And even the export, if I put it on low quality, exporting from my editing, I have to put it all the way down to like 360 or 480. Otherwise, we're looking at 2-3 hours to export it. Plus, it eats up my data. Now, this new PLDT, the one we're supposed to be getting, fiber optics and all that baloney. Guy said the fiber optic comes to over the wall there, right in between the monastery and the gas company. Then they bring it over to us, and he says then over to us it's just the wire. And he said that will be your wire. Nobody else is going to tap into it. Everybody who gets one of those wires gets their own individual wire from this. So he says it is really fast. And he goes, I showed him too what I'm going to do. So he said he showed on his plan. He wasn't trying to sell us the most expensive one. He said this one will do you. And okay, so we grabbed it. And so I'm just waiting for him to hook it up now. I showed him where I wanted it hooked up, and he says no problem. I said you can even put it on the other side of the meter. I don't care, so it's not getting interference or anything, because we got the new meters that are supposed to be able to have the little thing on them where the guy can just drive by and pick up the number, but they come and read it with a pencil and paper. So go figure. They spent all that money for the meter, but then they didn't pay for the handheld units to put it all in. So very strange. We just got our dang electric bill last night, and it's like $2.8. This is more than double of what we've ever paid. And the Insta-Hots, I don't even really have them on anymore because they don't work. There's not enough water flow to keep them running. So it's not like we're running anything. We don't run the real big fan. We just got the little one. And the only difference is night we got 2 small fans running. But most nights I just turn mine. I turn in the room I'm in off because we're cold. It's like the air conditioners. The kids want to run the air conditioners. I guess because they just want to hear them run. But here's the thing: we don't need them right now. It is just cold. We're under covers at night. I even went from. I told my wife I had a sheet to cover up with, and I told her one day, I says, "Hey, where did you put the regular blanket? I have a SpongeBob SquarePants blanket. It's one of those microfiber. They're warm." And she had to dig that out for me because the sheet wasn't doing it. I was up. Whenever I'm real cold, I get up early, and if I'm real cold, I'm up a lot of times during the night. My eyes are popping open, and then I'm going back to sleep. So, and even last night, I was cold last night. Maddie and I wound up sleeping down here. We had a movie on we were watching, and we fell asleep during the movie. So I pulled the couch bed out, and him and me just crashed down here. I didn't want to get him up, and I slept, but I didn't. He hogged he hogged the covers and they were stuck underneath him. So I was laying there with just a sheet, and I was cold. So I was popping in and out all night, where I was awake and then asleep, awake, asleep. So that was one of my tricks if I had to get up real early in the morning for work. That's what I used to do when I lived up in California, up in the high desert. What I would do I had an air conditioner, and I'd put the air conditioner on and make it real cold, and then take all my covers out and just lay on top of the bed. And it felt good when I first went to sleep, but if I had to get up at 2:30 and I went to bed at 11, believe me, I was up. I didn't even, never, I have to say, in all my years of working, I'd have to say, I think I used an alarm clock actually twice. There's been so many days, and I'm talking about thousands of days, where I woke up and it was like a minute before the alarm clock was going to go off, and I just shut it off and got up. A biological clock or something like that, but that happens quite a bit. Even here, I'm still up in the morning. I'm up at 4. For a couple nights now, I've been popping up at 3, and when I wake up, it's like I just don't want to sleep anymore. My sleeping's over. I just lay there a lot of times. If I fall right back to sleep, I'm good. But if I'm laying there for a couple minutes and I'm not falling back to sleep, I just get up. Like this morning, I just got up, got my walk in real early. It was actually nicer this morning. It's starting to, if you look out there, it's starting to pick up some clouds again. But it was kind of breezy this morning. But what the heck is that? The one nice thing. Oh, come on.
What just happened?
I don't know who's that guy. I don't know. This phone, if you just even wave your hand over it now, it's picking up heat from your hand or something. It's wore out. I think the screen's wore out. There was a plastic cover screen on it. It was so messed up you couldn't read it, and I peeled it off. So now I just wave my hand over it, even though I'm a half an inch away from the glass. It'll turn stuff on. So weird. I got a lot of things messed up on this phone. If I get a laptop, I'm thinking of just totally ditching the smartphone and just getting rid of it. For me, it's been nothing but a frustration, because it doesn't work like advertised. I mean, if you give me something that says, okay, it's going to do this, this, and this, and it does it, great. Fine. This Samsung phone, it does so much stupid stuff. It just to me is so frustrating when I go to do something. When it did, I finally had to do an update because it just wouldn't work. Now when you do an update, when you swipe something, if you go to swipe something, I'm thinking it missed the swipe. So I'll go to swipe again, and then right when I'm swiping, it pops up and then it goes off again. So it's got like a 5-second delay on a swipe to swipe anything. It's just like so stupid. And then now when you turn it on too, if I turn it off at nighttime and put it in a little Faraday bag, and that keeps the battery from going dead. This is a funny thing. I did a test on this thing. If I turn it off and I put it on the counter, when I wake up in the morning, my 100% charge will be down to 49, sometimes 35. But if I put it in the Faraday bag, it's still 100 when I wake up in the morning. So they're doing stuff on your phone. Your phone's constantly working. And I have that developer options where I go all the way down to the bottom. And, I have it blocking all kinds of stuff, but you have to do it every single time you open the phone. That's the bad thing about it. I don't know, background things. Why can't I have it do it all the time and just leave it as a set thing? But no, it doesn't work that way. You have to, every time you shut the phone on and off, you have to go back in the developer thing, go to that option, and then click, no background, whatever the heck it is again, in order just to save your battery. It's constantly doing all kinds of things in the background, and I definitely don't like that. It's just a shame how these phones do. And they do. I had watched a video quite a while ago where it said they're listening to you and stuff like that. And we tried it on my wife's phone and mine. This was actually before we were here. Not too loud, buddy. Talk in a normal tone, please. But we did a test on both of our phones where we just started talking about we were going to buy a safe. we were going to after here, but we just started talking about it. I said, let's talk on that a couple times, just while the phone's sitting there on, and we don't even have anything open, just our picture of the kids on there. And guess what? Next thing you know, we got advertisements from Lazada, Shopee, places in Manila of safes on both of our phones. So, the guys, they do listen to you. These phones, they listen to you. So, what's happening with this one? As soon as the laptop comes, this one's, I don't give them away or sell them or anything. It's got all your information. I smash them and burn them. I smash them completely and burn the heck out of them. So, you don't want to give away a cell phone, because anything that you put on there can be extracted. I have a nephew who's a internet guru guy, and he said, yeah, we can get anything. I actually lost a file on my phone. I said it was deleted, and from where he lives, he took control of my phone for a little bit, pulled it out, and then sent it to me. He says, oh, I'll get it for you, and he sent it to me. Now, isn't that something? That just tripped me out. So be careful with your phones and what they do. If I take it with me, but pretty much, Maddie, grab that little phone. Grab my little phone over there. What I do now is I have this one. I picked this up for a few bucks. Yeah. No, whenever the money comes through, it's not going to be for a while. I got this little G-Tel phone. It was under 10 bucks. It holds the battery. I charged it up, I don't know, 3-4 days ago. Let's see, I got a message on there. Okay, but yeah, just Gigalife. I'm still 4 bubbles on it, and I charged it 3-4 days ago. It works good. I've got 2 SIM cards. I threw the Wes gave me that Dito card, so I threw that in this phone. It's working good. It does the same thing as Smart, though. It pops up every day. It pops up and says, you have used your full allotment of Dito gigabytes. And then I go back to the thing, and I still got 2520 on it, and it works. It's still working. So why are they automatically sending these things that I don't have anymore? Excuse me. Very weird. But I'm making this kind of long. I'm going to let you guys go. We're going to get ready to go ride some bikes, even though it's a little bit windy. We want to get out before the rain goes. Kids they're all hounding to. They like to ride the bikes. So, and I got that nice big red bike. I really do like that thing. I've been watching the pressure on the tires. It's staying perfect. The thing's really nice. It's got on some of the parts getting a little bit rusty. We keep it covered, same as the bike. But even the Yamaha in this weather, there's a couple bolts I found that aren't stainless. They're rusting, and that was the one thing it said on Yamaha. They should all be stainless. So somebody must have ran out of a stainless and put a rusty one on. So I'm gonna go back to the dealer and see if they can get it, or go to this bolt place Wes tells me about. It's right up by his house. So hopefully we get over these rains. Him and I can do some riding together and take a spin around. We have to go into Carmona early next week because this transfer isn't coming. It's just not coming. 5th is on Monday. If the transfer goes through on the 5th, it said 9 o'clock at night. If it doesn't go through and they cancel, they've done that before, Transferwise, where they said it'll be there at this certain time, and then it doesn't come, and I go back into Transferwise and it says your transfer was canceled and you got to start over again. So if that happens, then we have to take off to Carmona, because again, I'm going to tell you guys this when you come here, just so you know. When you open up a bank account, and this seems to be a lot of the banks are doing this, and you put a deposit in there, if you have a debit card, you can use it at any ATM. But you can only go into that bank to get money out, in like our savings account, where it was open. Now, we have that same bank is right up the street here. and you go in there and pull out the savings book and say, hey, I need to take out this much money, get me through the rest of them. And they say, oh, silly, you can't take any money out here. It's like I was supposed to know that. But this is how it is, guys. In order for us to get dough, you have to go all the way. We have to go all the way to where we opened up the account. And the other thing is to open up another one. We would have to open up a new one here, close it, then transfer the money, and the hoops you got to jump through it for a foreigner to open up an account. It's just unbelievable. And even the ones I had my wife open up in just her name for a savings account for her. Guess what? Man, you got to go through NBI. You got to get all this stuff. They have this huge list of stuff to open up a bank account. So know that, guys. And I always say, if you're coming here, people ask all the time, where's a good place to live? Where's a good place to live? Well, nobody can tell you where you can live and be happy. So what you should do, if you come here and you're planning on staying, move around. If you're with a Filipina, you have to kind of let her guide you where, because she doesn't want to get too far. I like Davao City. I loved it down there. My wife said absolutely not. She didn't want nothing to do with it. So that nixed that. That's just how they go. So you have to find out where you're going to be happy. And so I would recommend you get here and you don't open up a bank account, because you might move an island away from where your bank is, and they're not going to let you get the money out. So that's how that goes. I know a lot of guys use their debit card and they take money out. BPI will let you take out 20,000 pesos at a time, and they charge you $5. And my bank in the States was charging me another $5. So every time I took 20 out. But if you go to any other bank that I know of, they only let you take out 10,000 at a time, and they charge you $5, and your bank is going to charge you $5. So it's real expensive to get it out. That's why I went with Transferwise. So I'm going to go ahead and let you go, and I hope everybody's doing real well, and don't forget to pray for each other. Rick Shaw out.